How y'all doing today? Hope everyone had a good night's sleep. Hope everyone had a great morning. Hope everyone is doing well. This is your boy Food Junkie, and I want to come to you guys this early morning and have a conversation. Um, I just had a dream that put a lot of things in perspective. A lot of y'all may not believe in, well, believe in whatever you believe in, but I believe in the higher power. I believe there's something up there, something on this realm that we live in, this human realm that we live in, that helps us, that guides us, that actually give us the oomph and the power to move forward. And a lot of times, the one that I am tapped into comes to me in the form of dreams. My artistry comes to me in the form of dreams. My creativity comes to me to the form of dreams. My understanding, acknowledgement, and ability to um, see things come to me in the form of dreams. And for the past several days, I've been making, well, this week basically, I've been making a lot of videos. I make a lot of videos to try to come to some type of understanding. And when I let go and stop making videos, is when I get the clarity as to why I was making all these videos. Y'all see the titles: My Observations, Temporary Insanity. I'm not gonna say my dream because it doesn't involve you guys, but it involved me and give me some clarity as to why. And the clarity that I have is a lot of stuff that we see, that we have been seeing, or that we see on here. I say it, but I really don't understand why I be saying certain things sometimes. But it is a um, method or mode for us to try to be accepted, to deflect things and things of that nature. But a little bit deeper than that, a lot of stuff is going on recently. People have been exposed, people not been exposed, people are lying, people are not lying, people telling half truths and things of that nature, people are telling the truth and things of that nature. But it all breaks down to wanting to be accepted. Think about it. People are joining up with people because they want to be accepted. They felt that they were wronged by other people, so therefore they need to join their enemies in order for them to feel accepted, to feel vindicated, verified, or whatever the case may be. People are staying with people as not knowing that they are not the most honest people because they have the fear of being alone. They have the fear of, saying, um, you know, not being seen, not being able to fit in somewhere, not feeling of being the ability to be belong somewhere. I said this years ago, and I meant it then, I meant it now. Didn't understand why I was saying it and how I was saying it, or even how I fit into it. um, you are stuck where your hurt is. You are stuck at the moment that you are hurt, the moment that you feel abandoned, the moment that you felt left out, the moment you felt picked on, the moment that you felt that you were not enough. And while I like to think that I have grown past that personally, events, situations, circumstances, the universe, God, whomever you choose to go to, always chooses to tell me or show me that I still have that little piece of work to still do, or a big piece of work to do, things of that nature. The difference between me and most people is that I choose to acknowledge it. I choose to look at it. I choose to move forward. I choose to move on. I choose to move past. I choose to work through, or at least attempt to work through, and not working through it with someone else or through someone else, but within and through myself. There's a lot of revelation that's been going on these YouTube streets. And as honest as I am, as much as I try to live in my truth on a daily basis and talk about what I've done, and I say I'm different, I'm not better than anyone, I'm not worse than anyone, I'm just different than most people, whatever, because I am. Because I don't mind doing the work. I don't mind being that person who come out with my information first. And it doesn't have to be drug out of me, it doesn't have to be coerced out of me, it doesn't have to be bribed out of me, it doesn't have to be threatened out of me. And I think a lot of people are in places where they are in now because they are afraid that if their truth came out, if the truth came out, totally and completely come out, it's going to change the ways people look at them. Knowing, not realizing that what you're doing now, how you're choosing to hide, or what you're choosing to hide, we're seeing. At least those of us have to have our eyes open or third eyes open. We see it. We may not can put our finger on it. We may not can put what's going on with it, what's not, but we see it. Even with the ones who's talking the loudest, talking to, acting like they don't have shit to hide themselves. We see something that's not quite right, something that doesn't quite fit. Now, watching people, watching these revelations or having revelations about what you're seeing and what you watch, how y'all doing? Hope everyone's having a good day. You don't realize that those of us who are doing the work on ourselves can see in you where we used to be. Now, a lot of revelations happened yesterday. Some bullshit happened yesterday as well, or late in the midnight hours yesterday. And talk about the Kiki and VS thing, which is fine. You know what I'm saying? That's once I heard the story, I was tired of hearing the story, if that makes sense. But I was watching different people talk about what was going on or was on at the time because it was happening during the time I was late at work, or coming home from work or doing things like that. Revelations happen, and this is kind of off the subject, but it's still on the subject for me. How I see it, I was watching a video that someone was making, or Sean was making. I should say, I'm gonna say it in line, but like somebody, Sean was making a video, was not, and I watched it because it was pretty much the only thing on that wasn't talking about um that bullshit at the Walmart this and third. Because I don't care about that. I mean, all the other stuff like this trivial. It really is trivial to me. I don't care about that. I heard Sue tell a story. I watched Jay Wilson try to dismantle someone else's story, saying they're there or not. Who cares who was there or not? I don't see no videos. I don't care. That's stupid to me. That has nothing to do with me. It really doesn't improve my life. But one revelation that I heard watching Sean's video is he contacted Susie a couple of months ago through DKL. And I'm all for forgiveness. I'm all for trying to mend things. I'm all for trying to live in a better place, do in a better place. But the revelation that you try to contact someone or want to contact someone, not saying you want to beat up, not saying you wanted to do anything special with this person, but the mere fact that you contacted someone that you said was trying to destroy your life and come to some understanding. And you constantly screaming forgiveness, 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 forgiveness. You have people who actively have done things to you that you're smiling with, grinning with, wanting to, meet up with, wanting to have some understanding with. You do you. But then I went back to trying to figure out why. Why would you meet with this person who did nothing to you, technically was not? So also who did something to you technically, or was involved in something to you technically, and you don't have the same grace with people who just walked away from you. No one has to be enemies. No one has to be like us. The years of us fighting didn't have to happen. Your thing is, or your thing was, you picked up your toys and walked away. Well, when people pick up their toys and walk away from you, it puts you back in that sense of abandonment, wanting to be accepted, wanting to be whatever it is. Because, like in my opinion, like I've always said, you still are stuck in that place where you felt abandoned by, I guess, your mom who left you between two, both of your grandparents' house. So it's okay when you pick up your toys and walk away from people. But when people pick up their toys and walk away from you, that hurt, that abandonment cuts you so deep to where you then think that you want to or think you have to redeem yourself by trying to come for people in the public to where you're trying to, act the fool and causing all these rifts and these unnecessary things. And not only that, you're not comfortable with doing it yourself, or you're not just comfortable doing it yourself. You're really truly turning to the people that you despise, who said tried to hurt you in a way that was unnecessary. But not realizing that you're doing the same thing, people who do nothing to you but walk away from you. I saw something that I didn't like, and I did walk away from you. Oh, people saw something they don't like in you and walk away from you. Same thing with me. And it's okay. You don't see me going after people who personally was, not because they chose to walk away from me for whatever reason, good, bad, and or different. But it kind of was like, damn, you had papers on this person. You tried to get this person arrested, to sue this person, XYZ, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because they said something about you or was involved in something about you, or then that you tell it now was the face to what was going on with you was not. But you took like all this whole thing of, you know, you always try to work out with people. It's not when you have differences, whatever. And I said this to y'all before. And it's not about me wanting to be back friends with this person, because it's not, because knowing who you are, knowing how you move, knowing what you do, I can't be around people like you. But I don't wish anything of you. I don't wish you good. I don't wish you bad. I don't wish nothing from you. But I want you to see, while you will continuously be in the same rat race, the same hamster wheels, the same circle that you're in, because you don't learn. The bad behavior that you have exhibited have worked for you, or seemingly worked for you. I know it doesn't, but it seems like it worked for you. It's not, so you continue to behave, because that's how you keep the people around you. You know, because I told you guys the same thing that he'd like to say that he did with James, I did with him, based on his how he will say that he liked to work things out behind the scene. Once I realized what was going on, what he was doing, who he was, even after the whole, when you dropped down to my chat with the who situation, I showed you guys the text where I text him, is everything good? Are we cool? His response was, everything's fine. Nothing's wrong. Was it the same exact thing that he did and said he did with James? He keeps calling James, and I hate to keep bringing James into it, but it's just to show you the parallel situations. You said that you called and contacted James and asked him, was everything okay? And he was so weak and so much a punk, let you tell it was not, that he wouldn't respond to you. But when I did the exact same thing to you, what's up, good morning, baby? How you doing? When I did the exact same thing to you, I called you, I texted you, is everything good? Is everything cool? And your response was, everything's fine, which is fine. You know, say that's good. But don't say on one hand that you are this individual that is this upstanding person that try to work things out with people, and give examples of people that you tried to do that with, let you tell it. But yet, when I ask what really is our issue, what really is the problem, the one thing that I could point to is me telling you no, me actually walking away from you, which triggers something in you to feel abandoned, which is fine. Nothing to do with me. Those are your own personal issues that you need to deal with. But for you to say that you contact Susie, or got in contact with her, in order for you to, this revelation you say you had about, it wasn't her, it was, she was just the face of it, and it was someone else behind the scenes who instigated and started. Well, it's not. That in itself, that statement in itself breaks down your whole situation. breaks down the whole thing. Because as much as I don't want to put people's names into it, that means that what you were saying, that, oh, it was for, she was going after James initially, and then when you started protecting Larry Nelson, she switched what she was doing for James to you. That throws that out the way. That throws that out the water. Because if it was brought to her, if it was brought to her, if it was brought to her with your name attached, your name is the only person that's name was attached to it, along with some other known pedophiles or people who have behaved badly on here. That means what you said about James is not true. That means what, you know what I'm saying, y'all trying to put on James was not true. But yet you're not going to apologize to James for that. You're not going to apologize to people for wronging them. But yet you want people to feel sorry and have these empathy and sympathy and compassion for you, for people who have wronged you. Like I said, that's that part of us, that we have that temporary insanity because we want to be accepted. We want to be liked. We want to be seen as the hero. We want to be seen as not a villain, where we all have villainous traits in us, where we all have moments of temporary insanity where we could be seen as a villain to someone in our lives. You know, hearing you speak and watching and encouraging, wanting us to go back and listen to what Nika said when she was on the phone with Simone and Susie. Yeah, that's enlightening. Yeah, it was enlightening, but it's always something I always knew. Nika have always said when she got in hot water. No offense, Nika, baby, not to put you into this, whatever, but it's still a moment of temporary insanity. Said on the topic that I'm talking about. Every time Nika got into hot water or gets into hot water, it's the same script. I was some fuck. I did some fuck shit. I was a fuck bitch. I've changed. Don't judge me by my past. Judge me by what I do today. Well, Nika said that same thing in that video 3 years ago, or however long it was, when she was on the phone with Susie and Simone. It was the same script that she says today, pretty much verbatim. And nothing's wrong with that, was not. But that's why I said in my video a couple days ago, I don't believe everything that comes out of Nika's mouth. Because there's history and proof of it not being true. I'm not calling her a liar, saying that I think that she's a bad person. But I know that when push comes to shove, Nika's gonna lie her way out of something. She is. She's not gonna tell the complete truth. Or instead think, and don't be mad at me with this one either. Like I said, y'all know I like Shelly as well. But I also know that Shelly's not gonna come out right forth with what she did completely until her back is against the wall. There's nothing being mean about it, nothing saying it's not true about it, it's not, but I know who these people are based on watching them for years. You know what I'm saying? So everyone's involved in this situation isn't innocent. I say they have moments of temporary insanity. They're going to do what they need to do to save themselves. What's up, Tam? Baby? How you doing? Good morning to you. They're going to do what they need to do to save themselves. They're going to tell you as much as they need to tell you, or they're going to tell you enough to make you or distract you from what it is that the conversation is. And nothing's wrong with that. It's about self-preservation. I get that. I get it. Doesn't mean I don't like you because I can see who you are, what it is. Doesn't mean any of those things. It just means that I see it. I recognize it because I recognize it in myself, the things that I used to do. But the reason I say I don't do apologies or not, I believe in change behavior, is because I used to be a person. When I say used to be, I mean this is when I was a child. I used to tell stories to get myself out of trouble because I had the same mentality and attitude I have now, same mouth I had now. You know what I'm saying? I would get in trouble in school and try to maneuver my way around it, opposed to just standing. Yeah, I did that. Now what? Take the punishment. Now what? You know what I'm saying? So it took years. It took years of me realizing, observing, recognizing why I'm doing certain things, why I'm behaving certain ways, why are certain things happening to me that I don't want to happen, as far as environmental issues was that environment was outside sources. And I realized that I was the issue. I was the problem. I had a moment of temporary insanity. And I have moments like that now where I get caught up in stuff that I don't want to be a part of. That's why, like, even the whole thing of belonging was not, although I did everything I wanted to do the way I wanted to do it, I still had that mindset of, oh, I like this group of people, it's not, so I'm not going to say the fuck shit that they're doing. I'm not going to point out the messed up stuff that I see them doing. I'm not going to, saying, whatever. And me being a person who wants to protect people is not wanting to protect the people that I like. It all changes when you point out the fuck shit that you do to people that you like. And people that I have relationships with or have grown with on here are people that I can go to and say, oh, well, this bothers me, this hurts me, this XYZ me, this and the third. And they can come to me and we can handle it without being emotionally stunted, without being upset with each other and things of that nature. That gives me advice. Either I take or I don't take, and vice versa. Those are people that I have relationships with or connections with. While I like everyone, I have nothing against anyone. When I say I don't fuck with everyone, it's not because I see that you're not open to constructive criticism. If it's not woo woo wooing you, if it's not, saying, making you feel like you're right, although you are wrong, I'm not going to feed people's egos. I'm not going to feed people's emotional being stunted in their emotional growth. I'm not feeding into that. You know, I did for a very short period and everything was good, everything was fine. But when you start telling people the truth, when you start telling people things that they don't want to hear, when you start, you know, um, living the truth that's within you, people choose to think that you're trying to comfort them or you're moving funny or you have no. It's not that. It's that I see what you're doing. Yeah, my fuck shit was building a case against you, opposed to coming to you for initially saying, no, that's not cool. Don't do that. Because if just to show you guys, if that was who I was, I will be behind these scenes doing these things with everyone. It would have come out that, oh, I've contacted XYZ and we spoke and talked about, saying, behind the scenes in a disrespectful, disparaging manner towards my not only myself, but my marriage. So behavior is something that really do tell you who people are. And based on my behavior, I tell y'all how y'all can know what I'm saying is, well, y'all can think what y'all want to think, whatever. But how I know what I'm saying is true and when I'm saying it is because there's not a history of me doing that. It was a moment of temporary insanity. It was a moment of me watching someone was not knowing who they were and either consciously or subconsciously putting together a case to protect myself, which is what I've always said, which is what I've always held on to, which is what I've always made the point. Once I heard this, I started putting this case together to make sure that I could defend myself if anything happens. So that's why when it's brought up, it's not brought up with me, it's brought up by me, for one. And the story doesn't change, the events doesn't change. I don't add sauce to it. I don't add anything to it. Well, it's not because that was what I consider my moment of temporary insanity on here. And I said, there's no hard feelings towards anyone that's not upset with anyone, but I will address anyone that comes at me in a way that I don't like, or in a disparaging way, or in a way that think that they're going to try to read, roast, gag, and drag me for something. Just like I said, I'm undraggable. Everything that I've done, everything that you will look up in the doxing was, not the case may be, anything that you think you're going to pop or expose of me, I've already dealt with all that. And how I deal with it, like I said, I pray constantly throughout the day, but answers come to me in the unconscious state. I don't know how people get their answers or get their talking with the higher ups or the universe was not. But mine comes to me in an unconscious state, which means when I'm sleeping, when I'm dreaming, I see, I recognize, I get the answers of questions that I have asked. My dreams play out to teach me lessons. And tonight, it hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, damn, for the past couple of days, whatever you've been making all these videos was not calling people out and not gonna call people out, but calling people up, I should say, and having all these observations, all these things, you know, why is it bothering you so? Why do you really care? This sounds closer to my with myself, because I know that nothing that goes on here truly affects me. Right? It's entertaining, is I guess for a moment, but I get bored very easily. I get upset very easily, as far as not with anyone else, but with myself, because I know that I really truly don't care. I like to have real conversations, and I think that there's too many fluff conversations on here. Like the other day, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? Whatever day it was. Yeah, not yesterday. It was the Valentine's Day when I was on my way to work. I had a set up for a video titled Messy Observations, The Distraction. And when I was in my car getting ready to play the video, was not my phone, although it was fully charged, went completely dead. I couldn't do nothing. I hit the live button and I couldn't do anything with my phone. It was a black screen and nothing, absolutely nothing. And it was that way that live until I got to work. And I really don't do lives at work. Y'all know I may do one or two on my break was that. But in that moment of me driving to work, that was God's way for me to say, what are you talking about this subject? It has nothing to do with you. Stay out of it. Move on. Get over it. This is not you. This is not what I have planned for you. This is not what you need to be doing. This is not the road you need to be down in order for you to receive the blessings that I have for you. Stop. And if you can't stop yourself, I'm gonna stop you for yourself. And that was the way the universe was telling me to what are you doing? Why are you reverting back to making 3 videos a day about stuff that had nothing to do with you? Why are you doing things that is setting you back from your purpose? Why are you doing things and behaving in a way of you not standing in your greatness? These people can do what they want to do, but is it really affecting you? So why are you involved? And the topic I was going to talk about was the distraction aspect of what was going on during that time. Not focusing on the lies that was being told and being caught up in, but focusing on the distraction of let's switch up on the lie that was out here that was caught up in. But let's talk about an organization. Let's switch the narrative to talk about, okay, let's talk about sex positivity opposed to talking about the lie that was being caught up or that was being caught up in. It has nothing to do with me one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? And that was what God's way of saying, let this go. He didn't cuss, but that's me, my human side. Cussing was not, let this shit go. It had nothing to do with you. Stop before I stop you. So deleted, I deleted the live that was scheduled, or it was that was supposed to be scheduled. Was not that was up. I just had to delete all that because, like, yeah, that has nothing to do with me. Why was I so vested? And that was me. Temporary sanity was not trying to talk shit about someone that I still don't understand why. And my biggest thing is understanding the why something happened, why something's happening. Why was I involved in this bullshit that I didn't have to be? Why can't you just admit that? You know what I'm saying? You were upset, you felt a bit, you know what I'm saying? It's why, but then I had to realize that it had nothing to do with me. It's above me, it's beneath me. I went around it, had nothing to do with me. And much more of a temporary insanity. Like I said, to me, that was more of temporary insanity. When I get on these tangents where I am putting out every lie that you say or every lie that he says, well, it's not, or worry about what's going on. Because I still don't understand what did I do. That's why I asked the question to you guys. Can someone tell me what I did? Because the thing is, I need to learn the lesson. What's up, Tito Baby? How you doing? Good morning to you. I need to learn the lesson. I want to learn the lesson as to what not to do again. But although I know it, sometimes you need someone to tell you. I know don't do that again. That's why I haven't done it again. People will come on here saying the best apology is change behavior. The best apology to myself. So I don't owe anyone an apology. I don't do that. But the best apology or the best vision of change for myself is not to do it again. And since then, I haven't been caught up in that mindset because I've realized that it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. Me knowing where I stand is all I need to do. But at the same time, that's the spiritual side of me. But then the human side of me, just like, we know certain things are wrong, but we do them anyway. You know what I'm saying? That's our human side. That's our ego. That's the flesh. That's all those other things. But when you're in touch with your spiritual side, you know what to do and what not to do. You know how to move on other things. But it's just that ego, it's just that human side, that side that we all are working on, who's on this journey that we sometimes slip back into. And I can admit to myself that when I slip back into that mindset, that mind frame, it's because I'm temporarily insane. I just am. You know what I'm saying? I quickly come out of it in a couple of days or so. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it is. It's my temporary insanity because it's insane for me to expect something different when I know who you are. It's insane for me to expect change behavior from people who have shown me over years that their behavior will not change. They will contradict themselves in the same sentence. They will contradict themselves within the same sentence as they're talking. There's no new friends, but damn sure no old ones. Then why would you feel compelled to contact someone that you said ruined your life? That's insanity to me. And I think that I hear things, see things, do things, you know what I'm saying? Eating some water, you guys. Y'all see I was joking a couple of seconds ago. Why would you do things? I mean, so when I want to change behavior or an answer from somebody that I know can't give me an answer, won't give me an answer, and that's their little game that they play, you know what I'm saying? To keep me on the, or to keep someone on, look at me, to keep me on a hamster wheel of doubting myself. You know what I'm saying? It becomes, I'm part back in that game when I chose voluntarily to leave the game. You know what I'm saying? So that's my observation. It's moments of temporary insanity by all of us. So I'm not exempt from it. The difference is I can recognize my behavior. The difference is I can analyze my behavior. I can analyze why I'm doing things. And my problem becomes I know what I'm doing. I know why I'm doing it. And me calling myself an adult and me saying that I'm grown, I expect other people who call themselves grown and call themselves adults to be able to do the same and live in that truth. You know what I'm saying? And be able to express that truth. And if you are willing to apologize or not apologize, if you're willing to contact someone who you said did you wrong, why aren't you willing to admit and contact the people that did nothing to you? Not to be friends, not to be friends. That's cool. Thank you, baby. Not to be friends, not to be acquaintances, not to even talk to each other, but to truly move past it. No slick shade, no whatever, whatever. That's all I always say. When I do certain things on here, when something's happened on here, I can't get mad because it happened on here, or I brought it on here, so I can't get mad. That's why I was upset when people talked about, you know, what I'm saying, my mere, my near accident. What pissed me off was it was the lies and adding a sauce on it and the extraness about it, and the calling the police and lying to the police. But look how that happened. The same person that called the police on me over something that had nothing to do with them, that didn't hurt anyone, no one was hurt in the process, myself or anyone else around me. They're found. They had to plead nolo. What's up, RJ? How you doing? They had to plead nolo contendere, which basically means you're guilty, but you're not admitting guilt. You don't want a trial. You just want this over with. You want this over with, but you don't want to plead guilty. Although that doesn't mean you're guilty anyway, because that's why you got whatever fines you have to pay, whatever penalties you have to write letters to, and whatever probation you had. See, I don't worry about handling people, whatever. It just says sometimes your penances and the price you have to pay is done publicly. Do you think that I think that these people are truly happy who have done me wrong for absolutely no reason whatsoever? I don't. Be honest with you, I don't. Yeah, I've always said that, RJ. I said energy does not dissipate. Energy just recycles each other. And the same energy you put out there is the energy you're going to get back. All the times that people talk talk negative and say negative stuff and lie on people, it's not. You think that, that's what I said, look at their lives. I don't care how many pasted on smiles people have on their face, how many people you have around you, what your numbers looking like. Look at your life. When you're in the dark by yourself, are you really comfortable and happy with yourself? Is your life really what it is that you portray on here? And I guarantee a lot of people can't say it is. A lot of people on here live in this facade where they can be whoever they want to be whoever they want to be. I'm the same person on here that I am off of here. I told y'all I'm good people, I'm cool, I'm fun, or whatever. But at the same time, I'm also human, which means I make mistakes. I acknowledge them, I move on, and it is what it is. I can't say I don't mean, and whatever I say, I meant in the moment that I said it. Because I don't talk fearlessly. I don't sit up here and say what people want to hear or how they want to hear it. It's never meant in a malicious state, it never meant in a malicious thing. But I do question things. And I think of anyone who haven't gotten to a fight. Hey, Grady, baby, how you doing, sweetheart? Are you getting ready for work? You getting ready for work, baby? You know, Grady baby met me. She can tell you if I'm cool or not. She can tell you if my husband and I what we portray on here, if it's what we do in real life. We was hanging out for hours. She met me. I met several subscribers on here. You clocking in now? Okay, good, baby. You know, and that's why they're so busy, Tam. That's why they're so busy. That's why they're so busy moving around. They got to be everywhere because they can't be by themselves. I wasn't on here by choice. Well, not by choice, but Valentine's Day, I want to be on here. I want to be on here to be messy on Valentine's Day. That was God's way of saying, sit yourself down and calm down, relax, stop. You know what I'm saying? Don't get back in that, don't get back in that hamster wheel of making videos all the time and talk about stuff that have nothing to do with you. Sit back and observe. You're my child. Do what I do. I'm not always going to put myself into it. But I'm going to give you the tools you need to get out of it if you do get into it. I'm going to give you the mindset. Be still. Exactly. I'm going to give you the mindset to be okay with not being involved and not really caring when it doesn't really affect you one way or the other. I like the video, y'all. I like the video. Like I said, like I said, and it came to me in a dream, the dream I had. And the dream also could be looked at. I'll also look at it as, oh, wow, you're giving me a glimpse into my future. And the behavior that I exhibited was basically what I've exhibited on here. I was nice to everybody. Was not then when my feelings got hurt, I became nasty. That's it. And when I say hurt feelings, I'm not saying, oh, you hurt my feelings. Oh my God, I'm trying to slip my wrist. No, it's just that my expectations was too high, and that hurt my feelings. My expectations of people were too high. They couldn't reach. Smart lady, smart lady, smart lady. My expectations was too high. People can't reach the level of my expectations. So that disappointed me, which hurt my feelings. But you're right, RJ. I can't even, you know what I'm saying? I can't even, you know what I'm saying, argue with that. Like, I really have high expectations of myself. I really have high expectations of myself, and I expect everyone to have that same level of high morality, high comprehension skills, and things of that nature, especially if I choose to deal with you, especially when I choose to make a conscious decision. But once I see that you can't meet me there, I can quietly walk away from people. I've done this to several people, for several people on here. I can quietly walk away from you without even it being a thing, you know? And it was like, damn. And as I said, why was I so vested? Because I had the high expectations. I looked at you in a certain way. I looked at you as a person that was like me. And when you don't reflect the image that I have of myself, that hurts my feelings. Because, like, damn, it's so easy just to be yourself. It's so easy just to be honest. It's so easy just to be cool. It may not be the best thing for everybody, was not in the moment, but time has shown me, have told me, if you're honest, if you're truthful, if you're straightforward, it can't hurt you. It won't hurt you. You know what I'm saying? It is not, and RJ, I get that, but it doesn't stop a person who really is a good person to have these expectations. It's not even saying the best of people, but if you don't know people, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I know that a lot of people on here do have on facades. And the biggest one, I hate to say this was not, but y'all heard me say this before. The biggest person on here that I am surprised that I'm cool with is Rick. It really is. Because of how Rick comes on here, what Rick comes on here with, and he's one of the few people that I am cool with on here. Y'all know I didn't like him. Rick knows I didn't like that. Rick will tell you, yeah, he didn't like, I'm saying, he don't like what I do on here. And Rick don't like when I act a fool on here either. But we had those conversations. Those conversations was not. But what gave me a change or softening of Rick was not watching his beef sector page, but watching his fishing page, watching the calmness that he exhibits when he's fishing. Because I really don't like chaos. I don't like rah, rah, rah. So when Dee describes me as, oh, well, you like the rah, rah, rah. No, I don't. That may be the image that I give off. Well, it's not because I really do give a fuck, don't fuck with me image. I know that. Funny story, y'all. Yesterday when I went to work, my branch manager and one of the other people under him was not. And people were like, "How? Why do you say certain things?" Because one girl, the lady, she said something, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And she have locks, like she's on her lock journey, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And last time I saw her, she was talking about how she need to get her hair retwisted and trimmed. It was not. She said something crazy to me. Was not. It was in a playful way, of course, but it was still crazy. And I don't let anyone just say anything to me, especially at work. I told you I'm not a nice person at work. Not me. I'm just very work mode. And so I'm like, I know you ain't talking with your nappy neck. So everybody started laughing, you know what I'm saying? She started laughing too because she like, I knew I should have left you alone. I'm like, yeah, you should leave me alone. And I had my phone on my hip because I had my little clip on my hip was not because I didn't have time. I mean, because I can't put it on my gun belt, you know what I'm saying? Like any other way. And so I had it on my hip, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I was watching something on YouTube or Tubi or something like that. And so my friend was like, "Oh yeah, look at him, whatever." You know what I'm saying? Just like radio from radio, whatever it's saying with that thing on his hip. I'm like, who's talking to me? I'm like, who's talking to you with your church pants on and just tennis shoes? And everyone looked at me like, how dare you talk to him that way? Like that's your branch manager. I don't give a damn who he is. You ain't gonna say too much to me without, you know what I'm saying, having me respond. Of course, I said it in a playful way because he was playing, you know what I'm saying. But so everyone else that was in the office was just like held the head down and looked the way it was. Now I'm like, anyone can get it. Y'all think that I'm gonna sit up here and just let anyone talk to me any kind of way? It doesn't happen. You're like, well, I got bad feet. I'm like, I know. The point is, it was meant to stop you in your tracks and let you realize don't go any further with the jokes because I don't go further with jokes. You'll say I got jokes all day long. I'm like y'all don't leave me alone. Stop playing with me. But it's just that's just who I am. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind playing a joke with you. It's not, but I'm gonna say one thing that's true to hurt you deep, to cut you deep, and that means to cut you deep was not, but just let you know I can go further. I can go further. You know what I'm saying? Just let me be me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit here and whatever. To me, that was just funny. Was not thinking about that. You know what I'm saying? It was this whole thing of not allowing people to just do what they want to do to you. I tell you all the time, I don't let people just talk to me any kind of way. And that's on here and that's in real life. I don't care what it is. I say it in a joking way. I say it in a manner in which I'm not trying to really hurt and cut you deep, unless I'm trying to cut you deep. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be said. I'm gonna say what I have to say. It is, but the thing is, but that still is a persona though, RJ, because it does bother me. Because if it doesn't bother me, I wouldn't talk about it. I wouldn't think about it. I wouldn't dream about it. I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying, look for the answers. God has given me that the rah 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 will come or comes when I allow it to manifest itself outwardly, opposed to dealing with it internally. Because it definitely does bother me if I'm thinking about it, well, it's not. If I'm dreaming about it subconsciously, thinking about it, well, it's not. It's bothering me on some level, and I can recognize that as well. But it's not going to bother me to where it's going to affect me. So I know I see what you're saying. I appreciate what you're saying, but it does bother me. I would never be like, oh, I'm unbothered. No, it bothers. Anytime someone responds to something, it touched them somewhere. It touched them somehow. Somehow. Yeah. I mean, but I said we're both part of the same coin. He just allows his stuff to come out. It's about emotional maturity. Because me allowing it to come out is not going to change the situation of what happened. But my thing is, I'm looking for the why. He's looking to save face, I think. That's why I say that although we're both Aries and our birthday is very close to each other's, we're two different type of people. He's looking to be show. He's looking to show his strength. I just know my strength, if that makes sense. Because people, the loudest people in the room are the most hurt ones in the room. And I recognize that. I told y'all, I used to be that person. I used to be that person that would come into a room, you know what I'm saying, and verbally suck the oxygen out the room. You know, you know, that's just what it is. Like I used to be that person that would come into a room and verbally suck the oxygen out the room. I had to be seen. I had to be loud. I had to be in the middle of the room and just screaming. Not really technically screaming was not, but being facetious. But yet that was behavior that I exhibited. Now I come into a room, find a little corner, and sit and observe, and somehow my energy still sucks the energy out the room. You know what I'm saying? And I get that. I understand people don't like that. People don't like someone who exhibits self confidence. They don't. But like I said, it took me a long time to get to this point. And a lot of growing up, I had to do that. Okay? It took a lot for me to realize that I don't have to be the loudest person in the room. And everything that I think doesn't have to be expressed. And I think social media did that for me. Because I was so sick and tired when social media first came out and people was letting you know everything they were doing. Oh, I'm buying a soda right now. I'm at the store. Oh, I had this, I had that. Social media did it for me. Like I don't care about all that. Everything that you are doing doesn't have to be posted or talked about, or you're not that important. You see, you're not that important, and social media did that for me. Like, 'cause I don't care that you're buying a soda. I don't care that you're at the mall. I don't care because how's that affecting me? I don't need to be friends with, you know, a million people. I don't need a million followers. Because y'all remember when MySpace and what else was called before then? Before MySpace. Y'all remember when we had dial up, when you used to get a little free CDs all over the place and you would take it and dial up and all that was that when people became too accessible. That's why numbers don't mean anything to me. Numbers don't mean anything to me. How many views I have doesn't mean anything to me. As long as I'm able to express myself. Hey, Marie, baby, how you doing? Good morning to you. As long as I'm able to express myself, as long as I'm able to get it out of me and put it on here, and hopefully it will help someone, just like with the book that I wrote. Yes, I'm in the Library of Congress. I have an ISBN number. I have a book. I obviously I'm not expressing or sharing that stuff on here because no one's business. I think on only person that have seen my book was James, and that's what I mean. That's when I first got on here was that I wanted his opinion of what he think about it. You know, and I'm not, and I don't even tell you the name of my book. I don't even tell you anything like that. I barely even mention it every once in a while. I usually read passages from it. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause it's a poetry book. You know what I'm saying? Based on inspired by stuff. It's not expired. Inspired by situations in my life or things that I've observed or things that I've heard about, and just put my voice to it. You know, turn some journal entries into a poem or two. You know what I'm saying? It's how I felt. But yeah, I'm not on here to promote what I do outside of here. Y'all see what people do. People are just ridiculous. They are miserable within themselves, so therefore they won't allow you to be happy. They won't allow you to live in your truth because, like I said, it's that fear of being left out, left behind. And although that's not your intentions, it's not you, it's them. You know, they feel that because you did something, they didn't do something. Look at, and no offense to say anything here. Oh, grandbaby, how you doing, sweetheart? Good morning to you. Like the whole thing, and that's as I said, the names that I mentioned was not. It's just the first thing that come to my mind, and I'm not trying to start anything with them or anything from them was not. But the whole thing with Jay Wilson, it's okay to say you have a book and your book sold and this and that was not. But what message and what information would you give in that book? When if your book is really a pamphlet and you're overcharging for it, and information in it is not information that doesn't work for everybody. It's like any information that's given about education or the lack of education, things like that, those are all are per person basis. It's not one rule for everybody, because if that's the case, why? I'm not trying to read Russell Gag or anything, but let's look at it as for what it is. Which all with all your degrees, you should be further along in life at this age. So I can see why youth would think that college is a trap. You know what I'm saying? I can see why you would think that college is a trap and think that a pamphlet about that is worthy of $20. And that's not a read Russell Gag. It just is what it is. Especially when you have all these errors and things in it. You know, my book was written. It's a portrait book for one. It was written as a stream of thought type of process. And anything you know about writing, stream of thought writing is when you just write down what's in your mind, how it comes out. Almost like journal writing. You don't go back in your journals to proofread or to edit, you know what I'm saying, for it to be written well. You write it down, you get it out your system, and you know, of course, if you're going to publish it, you want it to be coherent and eligible was not. But there's words in it that I left, you know what I'm saying, like the poem 9/11, Faith. I was thinking, instead of, there's a line that said, instead of feeling the heat from the inside, I felt the light showering of rain. As I was writing it, the word heart, you know, I wrote down. But that word also fits in the context in which I have it in that poem. Instead of feeling the heart, which means it could be, it's about 9/11. It was about the towers going down, and I wrote it as a perspective of a survivor of that incident and that experience. So heart does matter, because I can imagine that people left their hearts in that building. You know what I'm saying? Who survived? Your friends, your acquaintances, your co-workers, people that you've seen walking up and down the stairs, people you've seen in the cafeteria, people that you've seen coming through the building was not. You left your heart in that building. It's just, and instead of feeling the heart, your heart, you felt the light shining of their rain when they was trying to put out the fires, was not that mixed with the ash. So that works as well. So I left it there. But opposed to saying the heat would have meant, like, you know, saying as you was trying to maneuver your way through the towers. I'm sure it was hot. I'm sure it was, you know, saying uncomfortable. I'm sure that your breath was stifled. But instead of that, you know, saying you felt the light shower of rain, which means that, you know, saying you were out, you were free, you were being cleansed. So yeah, I mean, I've always been a person that wrote deeply or thought deeply or imagined deeply. You know what I'm saying? And that's when, like I said, I've always been that person that I'm never trying to be someone. What 9/11 was, what, 20 years ago, something like that, 15 years ago, a while ago. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I've always been that person. So I'm just not this person here that I'm online. I've always been this person. I've always been, like I said before, once I became who I became, I've always been. I've never been anything different. Once I realized who I was, how I was, what my goodness, I'm always a work in progress to be better at being myself or being the best me possible. Like there's a poem called "Not Asking for Perfection." It's a prayer, not a prayer for perfection. I'm not asking. I don't ask God to make me perfect. I don't ask God to make me be what people see as perfect or what people see as perfection. I ask God to help me be the most perfect person that I was meant to be. You know what I'm saying? And that means exposing the good, the bad, and the different within myself. Being able to recognize who I am and be that. Don't try to be anything different. You know what I'm saying? Although I have moments of temporary insanity, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not being true to myself. I'm not being true to my promise to God. But, you know, I get out of those quickly. You know what I'm saying? And then when I get out of those, what's not, God reveals to me subconsciously, Oh, well, I'm unconscious. This is why you were doing that. This is what you were doing. This is why you were doing it. Do you get the lesson now? Because if you don't get the lesson, you're going to repeat that same pattern. You're going to repeat that same stuff. And when you have little relapses in behavior, was not, those are your moments of temporary insanity. But that's just me. I mean, I just felt that was compelled on me to come to y'all and talk to y'all about. You know what I'm saying? And I just didn't understand, like, you know, because I didn't understand. I don't understand why you would, reach out to someone who you say tried to destroy you, but yet there's people who did nothing to you but walk away from you, and you are going harder at them, or went harder at them than you did to someone else for no reason. You know what I'm saying? And how quick, and also, and y'all don't really know what this comes from? Because I said this a couple of days ago. And that's when I started thinking about this. A lot of the majority of people that is in his inner circle are TSCC. But you hate TSCC. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's me trying to wrap my mind around that aspect of it. I know it's not for me to understand. I don't really care. But, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, to me, it's like blatant hypocrisy. And it's like you're playing with my intelligence. I told you I hate that. Playing in my boxer briefs and juggling my balls from behind. I hate that. You knowing that a lot of these people were down for this person that you said was trying to destroy you, and they were around this person while they was trying to destroy you. They were doing things to you to help this person try to destroy you. What's up, baby? How you doing? Love the shop. You know, you were doing these things. They were doing these things with this person that you said was trying to destroy you. But now they're your closest confidants because they cried. But also, I realized that you want them around because you want them to do the same things for you that they did to you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I don't understand. So it's easy to say, oh, we're a good group, a good team, because the same people that was trying to destroy you are now with you, trying to destroy other people for you. What's up, Queen Baby? How you doing, sweetheart? You know what I'm saying? So it's like that. That's where the confusion comes in. That's where the comes in for me. Am I wrong? Does it make sense, you guys? Like people are like, oh, why are you worried about it? I'm not really worried about it. It's like, but it still needs to make sense to me. Because if you're trying like that, I mean, I can let anyone from a distance. Right. But you want, for years, you were screaming and crying, saying that these people are out to get you. And we seen it happen. As soon as she was off of here for a minute, they all ran over there. You yourself said Chopper was her biggest doxer over there. Chopper was one of her biggest soldiers. But now he's your confidant. I can't get past that. Key with the T. Mama sipping and daughter here was one of her biggest confidants, her biggest people that she's talking to. But now they're some of your most loyal soldiers. I don't understand that. First of all, why they're your soldiers to begin with? But like I've always said, you've always doxed. You've always done things behind the scenes and tried to, you're saying, I like your hands are clean. I can't comprehend that. I can't. So every time it comes up, I had this moment of temporary insanity by trying to understand it, by trying to figure it out, by trying to answer the why. I don't really care for the why, but it's still something that in the back of my mind, I'm like, I don't get it. And you want me not to see that. You want me not to have questions about that. or question you and your whole setup. Because I question myself, like, why was I even friendly to people like that? Right, exactly. But because people said no, or because people walked away from me, not saying I said no. The other just walked away from me because she figured that it was some fuck shit going on. And no offense was not, but think about everyone that was TSCC that he accepted wholeheartedly. Kwani, April, you know what I'm saying? And that was before the Q with the T and the Choppers and this new group of TSCC members that's over there. I'm just saying. And I like these people. But also, they didn't do anything to try to destroy me. You know what I'm saying? Now that it's coming out that the people that you were so close with, or that you was trying to do things with, because y'all remember he tried to use Shelly to get with me. Me and Shelly fell out for that short period of time because of him. Remember that first visit when they was in DC in that little townhouse? Shelly had on that blue. It was Shelly, him, D, and what's her name? Leo. And when Shelly got back from that excursion, she came to me saying, oh, was it Booger Sugar? Because D Ramsey said that I was doing cocaine all up and down the New York streets. I said something to Shelly was not let her know that I'm just as crazy as she is. But when I realized where it was coming from, I stopped talking about Shelly. I stopped going back and forth with Shelly because I knew it was because of she was cool with him. And when they fell out and her and I became what we are, you know what I'm saying? She admitted it. It is not, I'm just saying, like, yeah. That's what I always say. I'm not fighting the help. I want to fight the person who put the help out there. I'm not fighting the minions. I'm not arguing with the minions. I want to fight the head. I'm chopping off the head. Cause that's how I go about it. I'm not saying do anything else. Exactly. Right. I love the chop. Exactly. But I've always said that. I told you he sent me something about people. He sent me when they were saying that he's talking about old boy's mama. He sent me the article about her going to jail. Why do I need to know that? Why do I need to know that his mom was in jail? Because I don't know him. You know, I don't address anybody and everybody. So why would I just out the blue send it off? Yeah, I've been the whole thing. Oh, if I did something wrong, call the police. No one's going. It ain't that serious. Y'all are the cop callers. I'm not. Exactly. Right. But yeah, it's like, so it's like the confusion isn't because I want to befriend you. The confusion comes is first of all I'm mad at myself for allowing myself to have those moments of temporary sanity. And second is like you act like we don't see you. Y'all know like the little kids when you're driving was not, you know, or that's on the commercial whatever when the little kid when you're driving and they licking their tongue out, putting their fingers in their ears and doing all this crazy stuff was not. And while you're driving straight forward, then when you just turn around and look at them was not, they get embarrassed and stop. Is that type of reaction for me. I'm driving straight forward and I see this stuff out of my periphery or whatever you're saying that's going crazy. When I look at you, what's not, and recognize and let you know that I see what you're doing, you stop because you're embarrassed by what you're doing, and you will act like you didn't do anything. Like I'm the crazy one. Like I didn't see you just licking his tongue out and giving me the middle finger and all this other craziness you're doing on the side of me. You know what I'm saying? In my peripheral, and you're in a whole different car, so it doesn't affect you one way or the other. It's just I find it funny, find it interesting, find it intriguing, type of thing. Yeah. I don't know, but like I said, that just like that's what came to me. It's like this is temporary insanity. Why are people acting like we don't see it, we don't hear, we haven't heard, we haven't seen? What is it? What is it? Oh, it's all boils down to abandonment issues. It all boils down to wanting to be accepted. It always boils down to not showing people who you really are, not being your true self. I don't care how many times you say I'm saying you're being real, you're being true. It's not if you're hiding all these aspects of you and all these aspects of what you're doing is being exposed. You know what I'm saying? Be it outright or be it down the line. Yeah, it's temporary insanity. You're doing the same shit expecting a different result. You're asking the same questions expecting something different to happen. Your expectancy or your ability to expect change in someone when they show you that they haven't changed, they can't change. It's insane. It's insane. You know, all this other stuff is a distraction. Someone being called the police on at Walmart. Like, why are y'all bothering that girl? Like I said, I don't have nothing against Susie whatsoever. I never really, saying, interacted with her. I don't think I will ever. I don't think I ever will. I just don't like her energy. I think that energy she has is not what that is conducive to me. But I don't have anything against her. So why y'all harassing her? Why y'all coming up to her son's job? Like, that's crazy to me. That is so crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy. Like, that's just insane in general. That's not even temporary. That's insane in general. That's insane to me. All because she um, poked at you online about someone that you used to date or that you knew that you was covered. Like, I don't get that. I don't get that. Go to someone's son's job. So now, and people talking about it like it's a story. That's insane to me, yo. So people gonna be going up to that young man's job, harassing, talking shit, doing shit, which may cost him that job. And to answer people's questions was not. We all know Walmart's aren't 24 hours anymore. We all know that Walmart's close around 10 to 11 o'clock, depends on where you are. You know what I'm saying? We all know that Walmart closes around 10 to 11 o'clock, depends on where you are. And it doesn't matter if you listen to the story post is trying to get commentary, Jay Wilson. She said she was there to pick up her son, and the store was closed. So it had to be around 10 or 11 o'clock when she was there to pick up her son. A car came up behind her, blew the horn, and I guess it was Kiki and whoever friend she had with her. Yeah, it's crazy to me. And everyone think that it's a story. It's not a story. It's crazy. What are they going to? Like, come on, you think they care, Miss Queenie? Do you think they care? To even go up there is a problem. To even do that in front of her son is a problem. And the fact that, oh well, was it inside? Was it outside? Was it by the frozen foods? Was it by producer Jay Wilson? Stop! Like like I told Troy, y'all be doing too much. And when something comes affects you, you want to act like you're the victim. Stop! Y'all be doing too much. She said the store was closed. She said she told her son to get in the car. She said she was talking to her son to make sure that he was okay, make sure he didn't have an whatever episode or whatever you're saying. We don't know what's going on. And if he's on the spectrum, depends on how far on the spectrum he is. He has a job. There are programs out there that does do that, that does place people with special needs into certain positions. When I was a manager of a movie theater, one of our ticket takers had special needs. And he got hired through a program. He would take the tickets and then point you to the concession stand. And then from there, we would, you know what I'm saying, take you tell you what theater to go to. His job was strictly to take a ticket, tear it up, tear it in half, you know what I'm saying, and push you to the concession stand. And we would tell you, oh, which theater to go to. And if someone was asking him too many questions that he couldn't answer, it was my job as a manager to step in to assist. Hi, how can I help you? You know what I'm saying? That was my job when I was a manager of a movie theater. Like y'all act like y'all are so dumb to where y'all don't understand people's the basic human um things that you need to be doing. Well, you want people to have empathy and sympathy for you. It was totally uncalled for. To even go up to someone's job when someone's child is there. Next thing you know, you want somebody to respect you and your kid. Leave kids alone. What happened to there? I don't touch kids. I don't talk about kids. What happened to there? That's why I say anyone can get it from me. If I'm battling with you, I'm in my lower self. I'm in my lower self to even battle with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my lower self to even battle with you. I shouldn't even be battling with you. Period. It doesn't change anything. But the fact that I'm even battling with you, yes, I'm gonna be put. I'm gonna go down to my lower self. So there's no offhand, but don't be mad because I start something. Because thing is, if y'all know this, she didn't even have to come up and go up on James's panel when VS was on the panel. So you insert yourself into something for whatever reason, don't know. Yes, granted, you may go up to James' panel all the time, whatever, but at that moment, what was the purpose for that moment? And then 2 days later, you rolling up to her son's job. That's crazy to me. I don't get that. Like I said, I don't like BS. I don't know that lady. Don't have nothing against that lady. Don't have nothing for that lady. But right is right and wrong is wrong. And people using it are going to use it as a storyline. Why? Grow the fuck up. Y'all 50s. Grow up. Y'all brag about being, you know what I'm saying, two quarters, or y'all brag about being 53 years old, and this and that. But you don't act like it. Educated and well, all this stuff, please. And since I'm talking, and now I'm tapping into my messy side. This whole, and let me first start by saying this, not jealous, really, truly don't care. Let's start there. What registration fee that you're going to charge for a cruise on Carnival Cruises? What registration fee? See, when y'all talk all the time and you don't get your lies straight or your information straight, things come out that I hear. I heard you say all monies and things are going to go directly to Carnival Cruise. But yet, you people need to register through you. I'm just asking questions that I don't know. I'm just asking questions that I don't know. If all you doing is coordinating a group of people before you can get a discount, what registration must they give you? And why must they give you a registration, fill out a registration form? Does it sound strange to y'all? It sounds strange to me. See, that's when I get myself when I think too much about what's going on here, what I hear on here. We'll just sit back. I have all these questions that pop up because it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense that you want people to contact you with personal information and fill out forms with you or your team, I should say. It doesn't make sense to me. If you're not dealing with any money, well, it's not. You shouldn't worry about what someone is. Just if they signed up or not, they signed up, and you just tell the people, "Oh, I have an estimated about X, Y, Z." Is there somewhere where they can contact you directly? Oh, here's the code. Here's the number. Okay, there's estimated 25 people that's showing up. Right. Because what happens, Aquarian, is they get paid by the cruise line. They get paid by the quote unquote venue. Travel agents do. Their job as a travel agent is to basically solicit for the cruise line. They have a special code, they have a special thing, and the cruise line gives them a kickback in order for them to have that. But I guess since you're not a certified travel agent or a licensed travel agent, you gotta get your money from the top. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I said I don't know much about nothing, but I do know a scheme and scam when I do hear one. And I'm saying that, you know, what I'm saying when I use the word schemes and scams, it could still be a legitimate situation. But the fact that how your part in it could be the scheme and the scam. And correct me if I'm wrong, Aquarian, aren't cruises everything is all inclusive, including the gratuity and the food and stuff and the shows and things? I don't know, but yeah, that's why a cruise is a good idea for people to go on if they want to have a group event because everything is all inclusive, just like a resort. Everything is all inclusive. There's limits and stuff of what is included. Of course, you got to pay more for certain things, but for the most part, everything is all inclusive. I'm just saying, I don't know. I'm saying it ain't my vacation, but I'm saying, yeah. When I heard registration fee for what? Right. Right. Everything is all inclusive except the options and stuff like that. Then you can choose what options stuff you want. You don't have to pay anybody anything. So I'm just saying, in my place, I'm just asking questions. There's no different than Dovey said. You got to give person money before you get to the travel agency. Why am I giving you anything? Do you not realize that someone could just show up on a cruise? They know where you're leaving from. They know just says like, oh, I'm going to cruise at this time right here. If y'all want to come, come. This is the code or the information for the cruise. I'm just saying, I don't get it. What's the registration fee? But that's just me. But that's me diving into my lower self and being messy. I don't like the fact that he was making fun of that lady's son's job being accosted. You don't go to people's children's jobs or family members' jobs if you have a problem with that individual. You don't do that. You definitely don't show up. And the VS gave all the information that needed to be given. There's nothing else that needed to be said. There's nothing else that needs to be talked about. See, that's the problem. Y'all so bored in y'all real lives. So want to be part of the crowd, want to be seen as something more than what you are. That y'all take things and go too far. There is no need for anyone to go on one's family member's job, their children's job, and there's no need for people to have some Derek J. How you doing, baby? Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly, exactly. It makes no sense to me. VS said exactly what happened, but of course you got to make your little bit of money on it. Of course you got to put your little 2 cents in it, your spin on it to make a dollar. Like that's crazy to me. VS said what she needs to say. She went to go pick up her son from work. The store was closed. A car came up behind her while she was getting her son in the car was not. Or while she was getting in the car, blew the horn, came out. It was the lady she met at the IHOP. The lady that she had a problem with just 2 days ago online. If you listen to understand, to comprehend, You'll be asking stupid ass questions unless you're making a mockery of it. I don't think it's something that a mockery should be made from. I think it's fucked up. I think it's messed up. Like I said, don't know the lady, don't interact with the lady. You know what I'm saying? But that when I heard that, I'm like, damn, what's going on? That's not human notice time. But then once I heard it, I moved on to see what else was going on. You know, and of course everyone's talking about it like it's funny. It's not funny. That's fucked up. Well, what if someone followed you and your significant other? What's up, Deanna, baby? Good morning to you. I know you getting ready to do your thing, baby. But yeah, just Deanna, you heard? Did you hear? And I understand that, but it's you don't have a child. You know what I'm saying? I definitely understand what you're saying. You don't give a fuck. Yeah, I get that, but yeah, it's just not cool. And it's that and like that part. I don't care about that part. I think it's fucked up. But my thing is when I have people giving commentary on it, trying to make a joke out of it. It's not funny. It's not funny when anyone gets followed. It's not funny when anyone takes anything off of YouTube. He also has special needs. Like I mean, like I said, anyone can get it from me. I don't care if you whatever it is, but he is no part of what his mom does. And if she's picking him up was not, don't confront her in front of him, and then call the police. Like, I think that's fucked up. I don't care what anyone says. I don't have to like you, but I can't have some type of human compassion. Yeah, I definitely believe that. I'm not personally said. I mean, I'm not running scared. I'm not gonna hide what I'm doing. What's not. If I choose to share it with people, then I choose to share with you. That's fine. That's it, and that's good. I mean, like I said, I don't. I'm not giving the lady oh woo woo nothing like that. I'm saying my point of talking about it is that I don't like people making fun of it. Like you could not care about it. You could not whatever. But people also could not make a mockery out of it either. You know what I'm saying? And when I hear people making a mockery out of it, was not that is them caring too much. Is what I'm saying. You know, like I said, don't make a mockery of it because the thing is, if it happens to anyone else, I said everyone, we all are like that. But some things I just don't care about. Something I don't care about. Oh, but then I know what you may be interested in. The difference is the person that set her up to begin with was the same person that she was arguing on James' panel on Monday, followed her and didn't happen, was not, and wanted to provoke her, which is fine. I'm not talking about that. That's not what I'm talking about. That's not the point of this thing. My thing is when I hear Jay Wilson making fun of it was not for his own thing. I can try to make a skit out of it and try to make a joke out of it. It's, to me, that's not funny. That's what my point was. It's nothing to do with what's right and what's wrong, and if it's right for that's what she did. That wasn't the thing. My point was saying that Jay Wilson needs to stop turning everything into a topic. Yeah, that was my point. But also mentioned that did you hear yesterday as well that Sean Bradley admitted to his people yesterday that he um, contacted VS about a month and a half, 2 months ago. And I was just saying how crazy it is and how it's temporary insanity that how we, the people that we hate the most are the ones that are up under us. Well, how, the people that they hate the most is what's up under them. No, he said that he tried to make it clear that oh well I didn't call her, I didn't talk to her, I reached out to Duchess Kelly Love and had him ask her XYZ da 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 other, And Duchess said she gonna give you fuck you bitch and goodbye. And I said same here, but still ask her anyway. And when she came back, he was like, well, she could tell you what she said, type of thing. Yeah, is at the same time. You know what I'm saying? But that was the same time when him and Duchess started hanging out in each other's chat as well. If you notice, if y'all caught that tea as well. I'm just saying. That's around the same time. Because remember, he didn't like Duchess. He didn't like Duchess. He said Duchess was weak. Remember all the time when Susie was on these streets and he was backing up Susie, he was saying Duchess was weak. Now I'm just gonna give you a video from Duchess. I'm just saying it is what it is. He called him weak and third, and just so happened, couple months ago, he contacted him to talk to Susie for him on his behalf, or ask her a question on his behalf, and now all of a sudden him and Duchess are in each other's chats or call each other out. Well, it's not. I'm just saying, it's just real funny to me. Like I was saying earlier, y'all. The people that you think you can use are the ones that you are, you know, in bed with now. But people that you can't use, you still try to come after them slickly and slyly. I don't understand that. Right, Miss Queenie. I get you. I get you. Of course, Darren, you know they are. Because as pissed off as you were to try to sue and put somebody in jail and answer your door, bitch, and this, that, and third, process service, wasting money, all this other stuff was not. And all of a sudden, oh, listen to her. She ain't the one who did everything. But why even play that game? Why even play that game? So what's the excuse with T with the T? T, whatever her name. What's the excuse there? What's the excuse of the majority of the people over there was not came from TSCC and was faithful soldiers of TSCC? You want the majority of your camp to be your enemy, or you want the majority of your camp to be people that you know that will do some fucked up shit and some foul shit, and all you gotta do is sit back and watch. So, like you said, she was the face of your situation. You want to be the face of everyone else's situation while proclaiming to be innocent. Oh, I'm just asking questions. I don't. I don't know. Yeah, it definitely is. Like, you know, I know what you meant, Barry. But yeah, to me, that's crazy to me. That's something that I don't quite get. I can't comprehend. I can't wrap my mind around. But that's just me, you know. And you want to come out? Oh, we already knew she came to us and told us the whole thing. So you want people to bow down to you, confess their sins to you. Mm, I guess. I guess. Well, yeah, like all the people over there, the foot soldiers who's doing shit was not were the same people that was doing the same thing. So you want that type of loyalty. You want people that's loyal to a fault that would do some fucked up shit for you and will stand in the gap for you when you ask them to, who don't have any self esteem, who just want to be part of something. Okay. I see why we didn't get along. Why whatever relationship we had didn't last long. Because I don't do that. So you can have a difference of opinion with people else now without it blowing up into some bullshit. This is me. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they definitely all talked behind the scenes, which is crazy. Which is solid. Like it's not no, it's not crazy. That's what they do. It's always no new friends and but yeah, sure no old ones. But weren't you talking shit about Duchess K Love? He was an old friend, so now he's a new friend. I'm just asking, or he's somebody else that you use to get what you want from Susie. I'm just asking. So now is she a new friend? Is she a new thing? Oh, go watch her video. She tells you because oh, I get it now. I get it because it vindicates or validates whatever story that you want to put out there was not. It's okay now to promote and support, which is fine. Not a dog in this fight. But when it was coming against you, oh, hate her. I hate her. I hate her. But now she's speaking that real shit, that true shit. With friends like these, Darren, with friends like these, who needs enemies? Right. Oh, I just moved past it. And look what happened when I moved past it. 11 days later, she got locked up. So you're taking credit for that. But now she's an ally or a resource. Okay. No, I'm just saying, y'all. That's what it look like to me. Opposed to just standing there, what the fuck you do. Oh yeah, he still need that. He still need her resource, whatever resource she gives or whatever she gets, whatever he gets from her. He definitely needs that. But there's no surprising. Like I mean, wasn't Chopper one of his most loyal doctors and soldiers? So why not pull that resource if that's what you're about? I'm just saying, why not pull that resource? You can't say that we all didn't see him over there when she was calling you what she was calling you. We all can't say that we see it, that we didn't see it. I'm just saying. But now all of a sudden, um, I'm just saying, that's kind of funny to me. But like I said, it's no here or there for me. Yeah, but but you, but but we all seen this for years. How all this happened, how it all break down. People will leave CSCC. First place they will go is over to his place. They'll get kicked out of CSCC. First place they'll go over to his place and spill tea and try to drag and try to do all these things. Okay, as long as it was feeding information, that's what it was. You know. And now all of a sudden, this video over on her channel vindicates you and give you new enemies to fight. I'm just saying, make it make sense. Give you new dragons to slay. And now she's one of your allies. Before, when she was calling you out your name, she was a liar. Now her mouth is the Bible. Y'all realize that? Y'all realize that, right? When she was going after him, oh yeah, he said she knew when she first came over here. She came over here crying to us and let us know everything that she done did. When Nicole Tyler brought her over here was now she confessed everything that she did and all the fuck shit that she did was not. And I believe in giving people a second chance and da 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 other. Huh? Who are you to give somebody a second chance? You Jesus? Okay, I got it. Hey Fifi baby, how you doing? Who are you to give somebody a second chance? Or a first chance? Or a chance at all? You felt that her resources could be used, and she's done shit since then to prove her loyalty to you. So she's acceptable until she's not. Mm, mm. Like I told y'all, I saw what it was when it was. I saw what it was when it was. And it's okay. No hard feelings, but it is what it is. If you walk away gracefully, you get offended because you feel abandoned. As long as they're around you for your fuck shit and to help perpetuate this narrative of, oh, he's innocent, everybody fucks with him, what you do can stay behind closed doors and with secrets because your secrets on them. Because I said this from the very beginning. They're exactly the same. Him and VS are exactly the same. They use people for what they can get from us now. And then if you do something crazy to them, or for them, I should say, they keep their hands clean. They want to be the face of what's going on, but yet keep their hands clean. They keep it to what are we witnessing now? Emails, text messages, voice messages, videos, all proving that I ain't do nothing. All I did was the face of it. That's why it's said, if you know that I did something wrong, call the police. You don't do anything wrong. You get people to do it for you. You cry and do this, and play the pole mouth thing to get people to do stuff for you, to feel sorry for you. And you have dumb men and dumb women over there who, well, you're right. You're just such a good person. You don't do nothing wrong. You're such a good person. You don't do nothing wrong. All you do is help these people and look what they do to you. They always turn on you. Girl, I told you we'll try to play that game with me. You see how good is this Sean Bradley's friend? Bitch, no, I don't see it because you have not enhanced my life any more than I've enhanced my own. You haven't done nothing for me that I can't and won't do for myself. So no, I don't see how good. That's why he always say, well, people that have been somewhere. No, I've been many places before you. I've been in New York many times. I've been to many of shows. I eat fabulously all the time. I just never done it in New York with someone I didn't know. Stop it. Like it's the same thing. You see through Nika's face. Oh, we don't want shopping. I done bought you this because I didn't want you to do. If it was something from your heart, you wouldn't bring it up. See, James never went nowhere before I did this and that. What book? Hey, Miss Boy, how you doing, babe? Good morning. Be safe, baby. Be safe. Thank you. I appreciate it. You too. What book, Deanna? Her book? If y'all don't say what book, I swear. What book, Darren J? Her book? What book, y'all? What book? I don't know what y'all talking about a book. The only book I heard about was writing with the book she said she would be writing. Something about Gacy. I don't know. So I don't know about a book. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But like I said, these people are real treacherous around these parts. Of course, I don't know either what book. I don't know what Darren's talking about. They said a book, and they ain't answering my question. I guess. Then if you go live, talk about the book then, because I need to know what book is on or off, or was on and off. I know she said she was writing a book. Then she told Nay Rob, you know. She could put the catch up in the chat. Oh, that's the one cover. Okay, good. Okay. No, I think that I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. See, but she didn't say they talked on the phone. He said they talked on the phone. Only not talking on the phone. He contacted her. I just find it real suspicious. We run around here screaming, no friends, no new friends, telling you no, damn no old ones, but yet you behind the plays talking about people, asking people questions, asking people for insight and confirmations and things. I just find it real, real interesting. But that's just me. I'm just saying, you know. I gotta confess to y'all, club chat and the side eyes. I got a confession to make. I gotta tell y'all what happened. About a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, I was in contact with Susie. Hmm? Oh wow, that's very interesting. I see. But aren't you the same person that says no new friends and damn sure no old ones? These motherfuckers are treacherous. What do you call that? To me, that sounds real scandalous and treacherous. For someone you had papers on, for someone that you still trying to ruin your life, all these revelations get you in the mood to talk to them now. All these revelations, regardless of them just being quote unquote the face of the madness, willingly being the face of the madness. Don't want y'all to fight. I'm just saying, let these folks talk enough, they'll let you know who they are. But yeah, well, that was after what they talked. Yeah, so his video from late last night, late in the night hour. No problem. Oh yeah, yeah. The book about Gacy. She said to me, real scandalous. To be real scandalous. Yeah, I see it. She was supposed to write Gacy. Yeah, yeah. But speaking of that, and I say I'm not here to say anything, but Troy, I'm hitting everybody today, and it's not me really hitting you, Troy, but you said that it doesn't make sense where the name came from or what's going on. Well, the real story about John Wayne Gacy is that he not only killed people, it was the sexual deviancy in which he life he led. A lot of people, a lot of the boys he killed was because he sexually abused them. A lot of boys that he killed was because of some inappropriate actions that he did with them that they wasn't willing to be a part of. That's why he killed them. And he kept them in his home. So it just happened to be a coincidence that the names rhyme. Because she could have used a whole bunch of serial killers names that, you know what I'm saying, did what John Wayne Gacy did. John Gacy, Sean Gacy. It's just that they rhyme. And these people on here aren't that intelligent to really understand what it is. It is definitely weird. It's definitely weird, but it was just something that was quick off the top of the head. You know what I'm saying? They rhyme. They rhymed. You know what I'm saying? They just rhymed. And you also I hate see it's about history as well. Remember also and I'm not trying to do anything, but just let me give me commentary. There, they said that the rumor also was that he didn't make his son take his medicine, which also caused his death, and the fact that he collect foster kids who are boys in his home. So there are some, not saying there are legitimate things, but if you're stretching things and you want to think critically, well, it's not. I can see how it got there. It doesn't make sense to me because, you know what I'm saying, nothing was proven, everything was hearsay. And although someone started it, she was the one who perpetuated it. You know what I'm saying? Type of thing. So the names ring a bell. The names have some resemblance to it. A, um, what's the nice assumed actions or alleged actions. You know what I'm saying? There are some similarities, things like that. Like that. Oh, we know. We know he does. We definitely know he does. Oh yeah. But the thing is, funny thing, Darren, we all know this is gonna happen. We all know it's gonna happen. As soon as like the shock was it happened before anything came out. That's the shock for me. The jaw drop and the oh my god, for real, is the fact that he reached out to her prior to all this literally coming out in the public. You know what I'm saying? Of course it was. Oh well, I was told that this was happening. No, he was. You were just as surprised as you know. What I'm saying? No, not shocked. I knew it was going to happen. I said the shock is that he reached out to her before all this came out. I knew that when all this came out, he was going to reach out to her, but I'm shocked that he reached out to her beforehand while still talking like he was a fucking with her like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what the shock is. But I don't know why I'm shocked because that's who they are. But as soon as he heard what that Shelly and Nika was had something to do with this, yeah, I wasn't shocked. It was just a matter of time that when it was going to happen. I'm just shocked that it happened before all this came out publicly. If that makes sense, you know. But yeah, that's just what I'm saying. But like none of this shit shocked me. Just like he was screaming, "No new friends, no old, damn sure no old friends," but yet contacted Fabe for the show, and was all up in her face, smiling and grinning, but yet shaded her out at the same time. I mean, you know, the email wasn't a lie. Was there a lie in the email? Was the people that was in the email that was named? Yeah, right, right, Aquarian, exactly. Which is okay. Like I said, I understand nobody's right, I understand nobody's wrong. I'm just saying it happened. And that's what commentary is. Commentary is not putting my opinion on it, not putting my spin on it. Well, it's not. It's this is what I heard. This is what I saw. This is what is happening. You know. Yeah, he's definitely seen it as destroying multiple people with one stone, kicking three people with one stone. Definitely will kick you through with 1 foot and with one fell swoop. That's what he says it as. And all I'm doing is sit back and watch him. Told you I watch everybody. I'm watching everything, especially the players in this little case. You know what I'm saying? And when I want to talk about it, I'll talk about it. When I see it, I see it. If I don't, I don't. But yeah. Okay. There's no need to come for me or don't come after me or call me out my names. No need for all that. I'm just saying this is what I'm seeing. This is what I see. This is what my critical thinking skills have led me to. Y'all do stuff here on YouTube. I talk about it. Don't like what I'm saying? Bypass it. Move on. Don't address it. It's not that important. You know, my little 3 people in the chat ain't hurt nobody. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't get the numbers. Don't want the numbers. Don't need to be counted by anybody. I see what I see, and it is what it is. But yeah, it's really funny. All this grooming of sorts. It seems like it's grooming to y'all. I think it's like grooming to me. But you know, it's what it is, y'all. Yeah. I ain't want nothing much. Just come here and say that, you know what I'm saying? It's all is temporary insanity. That's all that matters, Darren J. Like I said, I mean, that's all that matters. Like I said, I was that person that needed to be seen by everybody. I was that person that needed to be at the forefront of all the nonsense and of all of everything, the good, the bad, and the different. And once I grew up, once I really became an adult, I realized I need all that. I need to come in the room with my head on fire just to get attention. I see what I see, and I see more by being quiet. I see more by, and I am privy to more by not, you know what I'm saying, needing to put my opinions on things. Amateur espionage. The thing is, they tell on themselves. Because once I realized that he started big upping VS, it was a matter of time until he was going to be talking with VS. I don't care how many times you scream, I don't want to meet nobody. You behind the scenes doing shit. And that whole little story you told you yesterday about how you contacted her through Kelly, that's just Kelly Love, is a prime example of how you be doing shit behind the scenes. If no one has seen it till then, no one has seen it till now, no one ever knew it till now, all the times you say you don't do shit behind the scenes, this is the time where we all see it. Fake, obnoxious, and low rent. Now you make money off of low rent stuff because you appease people's lowest whatever. Or no, Aquarius, he's not included into nothing. He don't have a hand into nothing. He don't have a hand into doing anything. He doesn't do anything. All he do is sit back and watch while trying to pull strings, adding more kindling to the fire, adding more logs to the fire. But he don't do nothing. You can't catch his fingerprints on that ash that was burned. You can't make out his fingerprints. Mm-mm. He don't do nothing. He's not included. But all the while admitting, all the while driving traffic to certain areas to absolve him. Mm. Go check out that video on Susie's page that's titled Nika and Simone. I was shocked and then listen to what she said then and listen to what she says now. Listen to how she talked about signing a contract with the devil. Oh. Mm. But before, you hated Susie. But she was just a face. She didn't do all the things. But we knew that. Like, that was obvious. We knew she was doing all that bullshit by herself. Half the people on your team that's doing the bullshit for you was on her team. So you knew from the very beginning she was doing that shit by herself. All this inside information came from her team or her ex-team members that are now your current team members. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Like, who don't know that? Who didn't know that when it was going down? We seen them over there. We seen them over at your spot. We can't, and we know that y'all was battling during that time. So yeah, everyone that came over to your spot from her spot, yeah, you accepted them over there because they gave you information about her, about how the inner workings happen. Like, no one's like crazy. No one's thought, oh, I just accepted them with open arms. I just let them in and give them a second chance. No, that didn't happen either. They did something for you that you found valuable. You tested them, you kept them around. They were so desperate to be a part of something that they kept doing what they were doing for you. They just did it for a different person. What they were doing for her, they were doing for you. Because wasn't it? I'll be quiet. Because I'm going to show parallels in a second, y'all. Don't have me start showing parallels, y'all. Don't have me start showing parallels. Because wasn't this thought that they were following him for her in the Baltimore area? Come to find out, mm-hmm, come to find out, they were following Rita for him in the Baltimore area, so he can. You don't want people to do what you're doing, Deanna. You know that. I can hold a secret. People have told me things that I still keep close to my vest. That is being said for you to tell him your business. You don't know that? I knew that then. So that's why everything that I talked about with him, I told y'all that we talked about. Because it wasn't no secret. He don't know the inner workings of my household. He don't know the inner workings of my life. He don't know my husband. Stay off those phones unless I call you. Stay off those phones unless I text you. Hmm. You know, stay off those phones. But I can hold a secret though, so call me. Let me know. Remember he always say that? Oh, so I can hold a secret. People have told me many things that haven't came out here on these YouTube streets until they do vicariously through someone else. I'm just saying. These people are crazy, but they know that he's not about it, but yet they'll never say anything because you want to keep up the appearance of, oh, well, you could talk to me. You can call me up and tell me anything because I keep a secret, but stay off those phones. I'm just saying, y'all. Anyway, I'm just saying. Like I said, the hypocrisy, the double talk. The double talking, the acting like you're not catching up what's going on, acting like you're not picking up what's being put down, acting like you can't think for yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's funny to me. It's hilarious to me. But people see things. People see what they want to see when they want to see it, if they want to see it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when I say I like people, it's because it's a choice. I choose to like you. I don't have to like anyone. And that some people say I don't like no one. I just don't like bullshit. I just don't like people who's gonna play in my face. You know what I'm saying? Don't like that. I'm not stupid by any means. I see a lot. I don't say a lot. Trust me. But if I'm in a room, I see a lot. I'll see a lot. You know, I'm not sitting here trying to figure out what place I'm gonna make it. I don't got time for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But when I see it, I see it. I can't unsee it. Oh, I see the plays coming. I see. Not everyone's playing. Like not everyone's playing. You're doing what you're doing, and if that's what you do, that's who you are. If you do it consistently enough, if you do it enough, that's just ingrained in you. You can't be like, oh well, I saw that play coming. Yeah, we know what's going to happen was that based on past behaviors, based on history. Now that's why history is important, not because we want to know everybody's business, not because I know how to behave with you. I know how to interact with you. I know how far to go with you. You're not going to sit up here and be known for doing something. Oh, I know you for doing something was not, and you're going to tell me that you don't do that anymore. Okay, when did you stop? Well, all I'm saying is you're still doing it. It's just a different game, a different year. There's no new friends there. I'm sure no old ones was not, but yet a lot of people who have talked shit about you was not showed up in your chat, smiling and grinning in your face. And also, isn't the contradiction, you guys? Tell me if I'm wrong. If I'm thinking too much, if I'm thinking too logically, isn't it a contradiction to say no new friends and damn sure no old ones, but in the next breath say you believe in people's second chances? Isn't it a contradiction? It sounds like one to me. No new friends and damn sure no old ones, but I'm the type of person that believe in giving people second chances. Okay, it don't sound like what I'm saying. You're comfortable with packing up your toys and walking away. But like I've always said, you're comfortable with packing up your toys and standing outside the fence, looking, waiting for someone to ask you to come back in to play. Looks like that to me. Doesn't look. What's an on-site lie? I'm just saying. Oh, outright. Oh, I'm so sorry. On-site. Outright lie. Yeah, it's an outright lie. It's an outright lie. You know, it's definitely a contradiction. No new friends and damn sure no old ones. But I'm the type of person that believe in giving people second chances. Once again, the question is, who are you to give anyone a second chance? Who are you to absolve someone for what they did? Is that temporary insanity? Because you talk so much that you don't realize what you're saying. You're doing more talking to cover up and to hide what's being said, opposed to actually understanding what you're being said, what's being heard. And whoever don't catch that, you know, that's on me. Also, that's on y'all. Because when I hear no new friends and damn sure no old ones, I hear, what I'm saying, there's no coming back. There's no making up. There's no none of that. You did what you did. Now live with it over there. But when I hear, I believe in giving second chances based on what your behavior is. I believe that goes for, oh, if you're willing to kiss the ring, if you're willing to kiss my ass, if you're willing to give me some information that can help me out, I'm willing to put up with you, even smiling your face in front of the crowd, as long as they don't understand that I'm still, you know what I'm saying, I don't make it seem like I'm doing everything for you or it's not, but I don't trust you either because you already crossed me. I'm just saying that's what it seems to me. Anyways, y'all, I've been on here way too long. The sun is up, shining and things like that. I want y'all to have a good day. I want y'all to be cool. I want y'all to be safe on these YouTube streets virtually and also in the real streets. I love you guys so much for just interacting and having a conversation with me. I definitely appreciate that. Um, like I said, my observations of this lie. Yeah, have a great day, you guys. You know, I love you guys so much for being here. As always, it's not important. It's a lie, it's a contradiction. It's not important that I love you guys. It's always important that you love yourself, love someone else, respect yourself, and definitely respect someone else. You guys have a great day. Have a great weekend. I figured at the end. I figured you were behind. It's all good, baby. Um, I just because her response is coming from like out of nowhere, like 5 minutes ago. I said something, she responded to it. So I figured that. But yeah, y'all have a great day. I'll talk to you crazy kids later. I'll be in these streets looking and watching. Good morning, Mia S, baby. I'm getting ready to get off now, baby. I've been on here for 2 hours already. But thank you for being here, sweetheart. If y'all don't mind, like the video on the way out, you guys, I like the video on the replay as well. I'm just saying, temporary insanity. Those are my observations. We all go through temporary insanity. The key is recognizing it and trying to do better. Until next time, y'all, it's your boy Food Junkie, and I'm out of here. Y'all have a great day. Peace.